Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another Jeep video. I know you 3D printing guys are probably getting sick of the Jeep videos, but you know what? In Arizona, when it's temperatures out like it is now, we've got to do work that's outside in the shop or garage. And my little shop garage here is completely uncooled, so it is unbearable in the summertime to be out here. So 3D printing happens, and a lot more of that will happen when the temperature is triple digits outside. But for now, we got to be doing this stuff, or at least I do. So this is the upper air box on the Jeep, and I couldn't get the whole thing in the camera, but I've got the camera repositioned slightly too. Hopefully my head will be less in the view. But this connects to the lower air box here, and that leads right down into the blower squirrel cage area that had that one flapper door I did that you saw in the last video. And it has a flapper door in here and another one right in there. And I've been hosing it down with WD-40 for the past couple days because these have the rods that pull out of the doors that are clocked with a flat on the rod. So I've been spraying it down with WD-40 and hope it comes out. If you don't have one of these cans of WD-40 with this flexible metal straw, you got to get them because this is great. This thing will spray at any angle, so you can slide it down like inside this. You can do like that, slide it down inside that air box, and then get the back of that. And I'm loving it. And I'm not a huge fan of WD-40, but that can with that flexible straw is amazing. So, how does this whole thing work? It helps if we can wrap our brain around the functionality of this thing before we take it apart. That way, at least that helps me to be able to get it back together again. Let me move that camera a bit. These three doors are all controlled by a single cable. And that single cable on the dash originally was marked off when it was pushed all the way in. Then heat when it's pulled halfway out. Is that right? I think. Heat when it's pulled halfway out, right? And then vent when it's pulled all the way out. And the control, I lubed it all up, it all works. So with it completely pushed shut, we're in this position here. This door is shut here. The door that's that flapper that's right in here is shut. And the cable that leads down to that door that's right in front of the blower, right at the passenger's right ankle, is also shut. And this big opening here, this leads to the cowl vent that's open to the fresh air right in front of the windshield on the Jeep. When we pop it to the halfway pulled back mark here, come on, there we go. It actually pulls pretty easy, but you don't want your fingers stuck in it, kind of cantilevers. When we pop it to the halfway point, this door is still shut, so we're shut off to the driver's side. This door here is open now, and the door that leads the cable that controls the flapper door in front of the blower is still closed. So we have air coming in the vent, the cowl vent, fresh air, through that one door. When it goes in that one door, it can enter pretty much down over on this end, and that's called the heat position. And it doesn't of course regulate any heat. It's more of a where the air flows out. The temperature is controlled by the flapper and the control on the dash mark temperature that opens and closes the vent over the heater core. So that really has nothing to do with temperature. It has to do with where it comes out. It's going to come out at the foot area. So when we pull it to its next open position, all the way out here, that's called the vent position. And in that position, this flapper door is open, this flapper door is open, and the cable is now that leads down to that door in front by the passenger's ankle or shins is now open as well. That's called the vent position. That opens up all the vents in the vehicle to outside air. And it is my understanding that that position exists to inflate a soft top and keep it flappy and get the pressure inside the vehicle higher than outside, and it keeps that soft top inflated like a balloon and keeps it from flapping all over when you're driving down the road at speed. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. You ask 10 Jeep guys what that off heat vent control does, and you'll probably get 10 different answers, and a couple of them will be, I don't know. So anyway, I'm not sure either. But nonetheless, that's how the whole thing works. Now, these two flapper valves in this box does not come apart, by the way. It is riveted together. So these two doors have the type of fixture that the shaft will pull out of the door itself, and it's clocked by a flat so that they always go on right. And then this cable has an adjuster in here to get it properly synchronized with the door. That, I mean, this thing is truly a Rube Goldberg device. There's no doubt about it. So I say I've been spraying it all with WD-40. My goal is to get the flappers, these two flappers out, look at these rubber seals that are on it, and hopefully, and this one drags a wee bit, and I think it's dragging on the rubber right in there. So I'm going to trim that to make sure that moves smoothly. But these are vents that I really want to get right, because when it's 115 out, you don't want a lot of air from this cowl vent coming into the vehicle. I don't have a soft top. I'm not worried about it flapping, so I want these doors to seal as good as possible. Now, these seals do not appear to be purchasable anymore. If I have to make them out of if I have to make new ones out of the foam, I will. But boy, if these are reusable, I'd sure like to be able to lube them up and reuse them. But I don't want a lot of air coming through here when that off heat vent control is pushed all the way into off. I'm also going to put a scoop on the outside that faces, the opening faces the windshield, in hopes that I both keep rain and junk and hot air out of the thing when I'm driving it, giving that little, you know, underdash hot rod air conditioner a chance to really be able to hopefully keep the vehicle, you know, at least under 90 degrees when it's 115 out. Anyway, I'm going to try and get these doors out. They've been hosed down with WD-40. Let's see if they'll come out. Okay, before I begin taking this apart, I want to mention that I have an extra part from the lower airbox that I don't know where it goes. And it's this little square steel shim spacer thing. Any of you Jeep guys watching this know where that came from? Put it in the comment section down below, because I got a few days before I'm going to try and put this all back together. I might not do it till next weekend. Today is a Sunday. I was not going to work on this today, but customer work has filled my other time up, so here I am. If you guys know where that went, let me know, because I do have time to get it back in. Okay, so moving back to this, all of these little metal brackets and things that attach to this airbox all appear to be riveted on, so none of that can be taken off. The blower resistor that gives it 3 speeds is down here. That will come off. It's fairly easy to get to in the vehicle. Again, I've never had one go bad. That's the original one that came with it. When they go bad, all you usually have is high. So anyway, I am going to pull these. This is all held together again with those annoying little push nuts. So I am just going to try and get those apart. That one's out. And then once they're out, you got to just hopefully just pull those rods out, not drive them out. There's a spring down here I'm going to disconnect so I don't lose it. And then hopefully that rod should just come out. Ha ha ha. Yeah, and it's not. So I'm also going to, you know what? I guess I'm going to have to pull the push nuts off of one or the other of these. Let's take it off of this one just because it looks like it's going to be the hardest one to get to. And again, some of these damn push nuts, it's hard to figure out how to get them off. I'm going to use my razor knife because I already pretty much ruined this particular blade. But they're tough to figure out how to get under them and get them worked out. And that one ain't budging. Let's try the other end. Maybe the other end will be easier. Although the other end has that cable on it. I was hoping not to disturb that any more than I could help it. Yeah, that other end came right off, so we'll take that end off. We'll take that end off. Hello? Well, maybe we won't take that end off. Why isn't that coming out? Let's give it a bit of a squeeze. Oh, that ain't budging. Oh, it's got a push nut on the inside as well as the one on the outside. Okay, I'm not taking that off. I'm going to put its push nut back on and call it good. And because I don't think I really need... Can I get away without taking either of them off? Probably not. So now I'm back to this one. Alright, I'm going to have to get this off. I'm going to pause the video while I get that off. Okay, I have to say that little push nut was quite challenging to get off. I totally destroyed 2 utility knife blades, which were already used, to weasel it out far enough to get a pair of diagonal cutters in under. I just about wrecked it getting it off, so good thing I bought a few new ones. So now that that's loose, let's see if we can tap that door out of there. I want to be careful because I really don't want what's coming out. I really don't want to wreck anything here. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Oh, there we go. Came right out. So my spraying it down with WD-40 has worked, and it's got a little plastic spacer on the end. Don't forget that. I have an extra one from the lower, and I'm hoping it went on the outside of one of these control rods because I don't see any place on the inside where it could have gone. None of the doors seem to have any slop in them. But maybe if you guys tell me where this goes, if I have to take that lower box back apart, I will. To do that, I will look for that. But all the doors in the lower seem to work right. None of them seem to be sloppy. So let's get this out of here and let's look at that seal. Well, it is coming apart a bit. Man, I just don't see that these little rubber seals are available anywhere. I'm going to clean it up, lube it up, and I'm going to hopefully try and reuse it. I have no idea how. I would have to recreate that because it's got that rolled down edge all around it. For this, I would have to do the same thing on this that I did on that temperature door. Man, I'd love to reuse that, but we'll see. Let's get the other one out. And this one comes out from this direction, and I have to pull this push pin off, this push nut off. Great. Well, at least I still have the 2 destroyed utility blades around to work with. Let's see if that will come off fairly easy. Always have the right tool for the job. Man, these are way tighter than the ones on the lower one. I'm not getting that to budge. Okay, I'm going to pause again. Probably going to have to wreck that one to get it off too. Be right back. Okay, that one wasn't quite as bad as the other one, but it still came off tough. So if you're doing this, pick up a few extra of those push nuts before you begin. And now this can lift off, or just kind of hang there on the end of that cable. Here's another plastic washer. Set that over there. And man, I really don't want to take this thing apart, but I don't have a choice. So let's see if we can tap that door out. I'm hoping this all isn't going to go flying apart on me. But that's not the door, is it? That's the door. And it doesn't come out that way, does it? Oh, duh, it comes out this way, doesn't it? There it comes. Okay, that's better. Alright, here it comes. I'm going to have to unhook that spring. Big spring goes on the big piece. Alright. Underneath of that rod is another one of those plastic washers. And underneath here are 2 more of those plastic washers on this little rod. one on either side of it. And I'm showing this to you guys in the camera as much for my needs as for yours, because I have to put this thing back together again. So let's get that door out of there and see what it looks like. Please be a good seal. Please be a good seal. Well, you know what? That one actually doesn't look too bad. Pliable. I'd say that one's even slightly better than this one. Although this one is pliable all around the edges. I'd love to put new ones on, but I don't think they exist. I've searched on the internet around for them, and you can find the seals that seal the boxes together, that seal the box to the firewall, but these internal flapper door seals, I couldn't find them anywhere. If some of you Jeep guys watching know where to find these, I would love to know, because I'll even take that I'll even take the lower box back apart if I could find replacement for these rubber seals. Anyway, I've got some stuff. I'm probably going to clean these by hand. I don't want to try and take these seals off because I don't want to take a chance of wrecking them. So I'm going to come in with a wire brush by hand. I'm going to clean the metal up a little bit. And then I'm going to lube all the rubber with this Dow Corning silicone grease. And I'll clean the rest of this up, and the same with that. I'm going to clean all this up with a wire brush, and we'll try and get this put back together. Okay, so I cleaned these up starting with a hand wire brush that looks like that, then go into a softer steel brush, then go into a brass brush, and then go into a nylon bristle brush, and then finally washing them multiple times in Dawn dish soap and hot water. And I gotta say, they're far better than I thought they were, and I thought they were okay. Okay, so I got my doors cleaned up. Those rubber seals really rejuvenated well. I rubbed them down with silicone grease, and then while I still had a thick paste of it on, I painted my my metal with some rust-proof paint or rust-resistant paint, and then I wiped off the rusty grease or the painted grease and put another coat of grease on it, and did the same to both of them. And I'm just really happy at how pliable that that rubber is now. It really came back to life. Sure wish that other one in the lower door had of, but it was just literally crumbling to pieces. I also wiped the whole thing down with alcohol and spritzed it with black paint. I don't know. Anyway, it looks pretty now. So I'm going to try and put it all back together. Let's see how far I get. Okay, now that everything is kind of cleaned and painted and ready to go back in, the first thing I'm going to put back together, because it bothers me having it apart for some reason, is this Rube Goldberg / Johnson rod device over here. And I'm working by memory in my own video. I already had to copy the video from the camera card to my computer where I took it apart so I could watch how it came apart. And I've got my favorite grease, Lucas extra heavy duty grease. I'm going to grease some of this stuff. I don't know whether that's going to help or not. I just don't know. So, and I know that door also that connects to this also moves okay, and the rubber doesn't need any trimming. So the first thing that went in was this piece, this little short kind of guide rod piece here, and that's the piece that goes back against this weird cut, this cut, kind of butterfly shaped cut or bird wing, gull wing shaped cut. It's what gives it that halfway position. So I'm just going to kind of grease this thing up. I'm just going to kind of smear a little grease where it might rub and go through. And because you know what? The bigger the glob, the better the job. So this goes in with the longer of the two. It's got a rod sticking out of either side of the metal plate. And the longer of the two goes back against the back, I think. Anyway, that's what we're going to start with. And it's the first piece that goes in. So we're just going to kind of do that. Oh, that just slides lovely, doesn't it? Let's put a little bit more grease on it. Let's grease up both sides of this. Let's grease up that plastic. Let's grease up both sides of the plastic bushings and the back of the... Let's grease everything up, because why not? Okay, let's try that again. And I may wipe some of the excess off. Well, I don't know. That's marginally better. Okay, so the next thing that goes on, as soon as I can get this back in, come on you, get in there. Okay, the next thing that goes in is the shaft and the, the shaft and the door. So the door has to be located first, and that was this door, and this went in through that hole there, and then this weird shaped cut, it went down onto that, right? Right? I think so. I think that's right. I mean, what good would it have done stuck up there? So that means that the door goes in with the, because this only goes on one way, because there's a flat in that rod. It only goes on one way, and it's like that. So I want to lube that up too, because I don't want that rusting in there again. So this door, let's just put it on there and kind of play with it here for a second, just so I can convince myself that I'm putting it together right. This door goes like this. That goes on like this. That part goes like this. And then this moves like this. So that door goes in this position. I don't know how much fun this is going to be to get back in there and lined up, because it's dark. I can't see anything. Let me grab a flashlight. I think I have one in my pocket. If my head's in the video, I'm sorry. But I'm not going to see this without my head in there. I might not see that with my head in there. I think that might be it. Let's give it a shot. Nope, not even close. Can I feel it? Maybe I can do it by the Braille method here. Maybe not. Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. I think it's going through. Now I just got to get it through on the other side, and I may have to flip it for that, which I hope I can do without everything falling over. I hope my head wasn't in the video, but if it was, it had to be done, right? So let's flip this, and let's see if we can get this side in. That's going to be a little bit tougher to do, isn't it? And I am going to, just to make it extra difficult, I'm going to pack that side with grease. Let's just pack it in there like we're packing a wheel bearing. There we go. And let's see if I can weasel that into that hole. Oh, this is every bit as awkward as I fully expected it to be. Let me flip it up so it's open. Yeah, this ain't no fun. Come on, where are you? There we go. Did that just go right in there? Did that? My God, that just went right in there. Maybe I should quit and go down to the horse track, because I'm not that lucky every day. Okay, so that's back in. Let's flip it back over. Hope we don't lose that out of there. Like that. Let's make sure that door, I'm not in my pinhole. Don't come out. Did I stay in? Yeah, I stayed in. And Just want to make sure that door still moves smoothly. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's excellent, 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 excellent. Okay. Almost like I knew what I was doing. Okay, my battery died and I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but I was wrong first about this piece. It does not go in with the long shaft part of that down. It goes in with it facing out. I've already put the door in because I know how the door goes. I just had to slide this back out and flip that around. Unfortunately, I didn't have to pull that door out of there to do it. So it just has to be weaseled back together now. Like that. Did I pull that door out of its back hole? I think I did. Darn it. Feel it. Yep, I did. See if I can get it back in. Oh, there it went. Okay, that was easy. Okay, so these two are on like that. I'm knocking that back out of there again. Why am I doing that? Oh, you know, it's laying on the bench. Let me get something under it so that that doesn't happen. There we go. Okay, so those two are back in now. And, uh-oh, I've got an extra, okay, I've got an extra plastic washer sitting there. Where did that come from? Because that's got to be there. Did it come off the back of there? Yes, it did. It came off the back of there. Okay. I bet I can weasel that back in without too big of a fight. There we go. Okay. All right. So those two are back on. Then we have another plastic washer, plastic spacer that goes there. And now this piece here is the, hooked under there. Jeez. This piece here is now the last part that goes on. And did it go like that, or did it flip and go like that? It went like this, didn't it? I had to go like that because otherwise that would be turned in the wrong direction. Not sure what that extra hole there was for, if for anything. I'm not 100% sure of that. That doesn't seem right. Something here does not seem right. Is that on the wrong side of that? I bet that's what it is. I bet that's on the wrong side. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Now this hole, I now have a use for it. It goes on there. This is why I did not want to take this thing apart. That goes there like that. I'm going to throw some grease under there on that pin. Just, I don't care if it's too much. Time will cure that. And then this front rod goes up to that front door. Right? Right. All right. Okay, so this is the shaft for that front door piece. Let me move this down to get it in there better, because I think I got that done, I hope. There should be something else over that on the end to keep that from coming apart, though, shouldn't there be? Shouldn't there be? What is it? Okay, I was wrong. Nothing goes here. There may be a plastic washer, but nothing goes here except the cable coming down from the dash. That is the extent of this assembly. I'm betting a push nut goes on here, though, to hold that rod down, because I can't imagine that that just slips. I didn't think to look, but God knows I've got enough push nuts, so I'm just going to stick one on there just to make absolutely sure. And I'm going to stick one on there. Why is this one so tight? I've tried to use this one before with no success. I got enough new ones. You wonder why I'm using the old ones. I just must like to give myself grief. Go on, get on there. Man, that one really is tight. I was just about to say, well, now it's gone. Let me get something to shove on that with better than my fingers. How about a little wrench? How about that? That might work good. Let's put that on there, because I'm sure there must have been one there. Because otherwise, that could just flop off. There we go. Okay. Alright, that seems to move fairly easily. Let me weasel that push nut up a little bit to get myself a little space in there. There we go. Keep forgetting how to make this work. It really doesn't work right without everything connected. There it goes. Okay, so there's a spring that goes on here, and it's the bigger of the two springs. Oh, and it's gross looking. Let me grab my brush and brush it off real quick. It's just dirty. It's not rusty or anything. It's just dirty. So I got a small brass hand brush here. That's acceptable. Now, which end was which? I'm betting, I'm going to have to go back. I'm betting it went like this, because otherwise the body of the spring, the barrel of the spring, would be in the way of the mechanism. So let's put it on like this. And okay, I'm convinced myself that that's okay. So let's put this back on now. I'm already scraping my new paint off. Oh well, that's life. Okay, so here's my rod for there. Where's my door? Here's my door. Alright, now obviously this door is only going in one way. And this door I want to play with before I get all hooked up, because this is the one that was dragging. And I think it was dragging right down here. And if it's still doing it, I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit, because it needs to work smoothly. But I also want it to seal really well too. Now, this can obviously only go one way. And that would be like that, I believe. So let's get my rod. I'm going to grease my rod up, of course. And rod goes through from the front. And how does it go? Let's figure this out. The rod can only go in the door one way because of that flat. So in the rod, this rod points downward as we're looking at it. So that's got to go like that. So that's going to go in there. And then we're going to go in like this. At least I can see this one. I don't know that that's going to help me any, but it might. Come on, get in there. Come on, you can do it. Oh, for crying out loud. Why are you fighting me? It really doesn't want to go. There it goes. There it goes. I think. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So now I tell you, these things are so awkward to deal with. Now I just need to get the rod through the other side. And it's not wanting to do that either. Where are you? Alright, where are you? Alright, I can't find that at all for some reason. I'm not sure what I've done, but I'm not finding that at all. Why won't you go down where I need you to go? Oh, I see. I see. I think. Boy. Oh, duh. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Man, I swear that went in so easy when it was out of there. Let's get it out of there. What's going on? What's going on here? See, that's what I had done before I had done that the first time. Why aren't you going in there? The flat should be on the bottom, shouldn't it? Like that? Yes. Okay, and that's how I want it to go. God, it would be nice if this thing would just not flop over every time you bumped it, but nope, not doing it. See? If I had to work on these very often, I'd have a jig. I'd build a jig to put these in. But I'm not having to do them very often. Alright, now that time we went in. There we go, now we're all the way through. So can I get this down so you can see it? Why is it off the camera again? Now I just want to make sure that opens and closes without binding, and it doesn't. It's dragging somewhere. Can we see where it's dragging? It's dragging along both sides. I am going to have to do something about that because I don't want that dragging, because that just means, because all of this is all friction. And the more I can minimize it, the less likely I am to tweak a cable and have to replace a cable. So I'm going to get my Swiss Army knife and I'm going to trim a little off of that. Okay, I actually grabbed one of my old Gerber tools. This is the old Gerber freehand. This was in like this, and I was dragging all down this edge. So I'm just going to try and just trim that up really slightly. Just really slightly. Yeah, I'm trying to take about no more than a 1/16 of an inch off of that. And I'm going to stop it right there, I think. And I'm doing my typical shit scissors work, but that's just me. Scissors are not my tool. Alright. So I'm going to slide that back in and I'm going to see how that works. Hopefully I'm better at getting it in and out of there than I was the first time. With that in that position, the flat on the rod goes down, right? Right. And it should slide right in, and it did, okay? And now if all goes well, it should just pop in the other side, and it did. Oh my gosh, what's going on? So, okay, that solved that side. Now I'm dragging a little on the other, and it's right in that kind of corner area. I can see it. Okay, let's fix that. Whew, I feel like I should get a job doing this. Holy cow. I have taken some of these doors in and out of here so many times, and I'm going to trim. It's mainly dragging right in here, but I think I'm going to come up from there and go all the way to that corner. I'm going to try and only do a tiny little bit down here, and then I'm going to go in my 1/16 of an inch about. And this thing just swelled probably with time. I mean, it happens. Stuff gets old, rubber swells up, dries up and shrinks, or it gets damp and swells. Alright, you can see how little I took off. I didn't take much off at all. I'm going to spread the grease around on it some more, especially around that edge I cut. Let's try again. I've lost my shaft. I've lost my shaft. What do I do with it? There it is back there. Alright, let's try it again. Goes in like that. And the flat on the shaft goes down. At least you can kind of see this one. Kind of. A little. Not really that well, but there we go. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let me show you that, huh? Let me show you that. Look at that, huh? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay, let's get this rod in. And this rod probably had one of those plastic washers on the back. And then a push nut. I doubt it had a plastic washer here because it's got that little tit formed on the end of the rod. But I'm sure there was a push nut on the other side. I don't see why. Oh, you know what? Was there a plastic? There would have been a plastic. Okay, let's get it back out. There would have been a plastic washer on the inside of that. Come on. Okay. So I'm going to put some grease on these surfaces in here and there, and I'm going to pack a little in the holes like that and like that, so I don't have to do it from the outside. And I'm going to put some grease on my shaft. Oh, don't start with me. This isn't AVE's channel now. Don't start. And I want one of these plastic washers under there because I'm pretty sure there was one. All right. Okay, for the last time, we hope. For the last time. And like this. I'm getting good at this, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Because I'm probably never going to do it again. What's the point of getting good at something that you're never ever going to do again? I don't know. Okay, the flat on that wants to be down. And we want to get ourselves going in that door. And again, if my fat head is in the way, I'm sorry, but sometimes it's just inevitable. Okay, I'm through my hole. And there it all goes again. Now the cable's caught on something. What are we caught on? There we go. Man, this thing is just awkward as can be. I can't remember the last time I've worked on something that's been as awkward to handle as these boxes have been. And you know, they're plastic, so you can't really crank them down in the vise or anything. Okay, so my door moved nice. Oh, the door moves. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on in there? No, it moves nice. Okay. All right, I fooled myself. Won't be the first time. And then my rod's going to go on there. And then a push nut's going to go on the other side. And the spring is going to go on. But let's convince ourselves that it works. Okay. That's the completely closed position, right? Both doors are shut. They are. My cable is all the way pulled in, and it is. And now we should go easily to the middle position. And we do. And now this door should still be shut, and this door should open, and my cable should still be pulled closed, and it is. Then we go to the full open position, and that pulls this door open, which it did. This door is still open, and my cable is fully extended. Yay! Now I just got to get that push nut back on there. And this part may be done. Frightening, huh? I would love to get both these units up here and get them kind of put together and show you how it all works, but I'm not sure there's any way to do that without the thing going batshit crazy on me. And yes, oh, I got a spring here, and yes, that is a technical term, batshit crazy. Sorry, but it is. And I'm going to clean some of the crap off of this with my little brush wherever it went. I don't know, but I had a drawer full of them, thankfully. Just going to scrape off some of the dirt that's caught in around the spring barrel. And that goes here. And then, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, maybe it doesn't go like that. Maybe it goes like that. Oh, is that right? That ain't right. That ain't right. Has to go the other way. Has to go like this and like this. And that is right. Let me get my pliers. Are you like me? Are you like one of those guys like me when if there's two different ways it can work, you'll try the wrong way first almost every time? I mean, seriously, it's like, how does that? Oh, I have an extra one of these. Did I not put that in? Of course, I had an extra one of those. Oh, you know what? It's going to go under here. That's where that's going to go. Make sure I put that one in. I did. Let me get my flashlight and just get a better look at it. Oh, where are you, flashlight? There you are. Okay, yeah, it is in there. Okay. Push nut. And I got to put that push nut back here. And that's just going to be so much fun. And I can't imagine why I would need any kind of plastic washer back there. I am pretty sure there wasn't one. This push nut's filthier than shit, but I got a brush. And if you run out of push nuts and all you got are the old ones and they're loose, you just set them like down on a concrete floor and tap them on the top with a hammer, and they will they'll tighten back up right away again. Let's see how this one is. That's going to kind of be a tough one to get back in, isn't it? Got to kind of put it in place, and then instead of pushing the nut on, you got to push the rod through it. And yeah, it's going to be kind of tough. Let me get my pliers again. Maybe I can kind of do it with the pliers. Maybe I can get that situated a little better and then push it through. Nope. It says no. It says we're not allowing that. And so far it's not. No, it's now fallen off. Okay. Let's find a different one. I'm not liking that one. Here's a different one. In fact, here's a couple of them. That one's even hammered up more than the other one. I am going to set this one here and adjust it slightly. There we go. Adjusted. That's brand new. All right, get on there. Oh, there's got to be a better way to do that. Maybe a small open-end wrench. Maybe that same wrench I was using for that would work. There we go. That ain't coming off. All right, am I done with this? Let's try it one more time. And that's the closed position. That door is shut, that door is shut, and my cable is pulled all the way in. Halfway position is there. This door is shut, that door is open, my cable is still pulled all the way in. This is the fully open position, and this is the one that was stiff before because that door was dragging. Fully open, this door is open, this door is open, and my cable is extended. This unit is done. What an ordeal. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I helped some of you out. Please hit like and subscribe. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.